Well, hi Cameron, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for meeting with me today to go over your Jackson Vocational Interest Inventory survey that you took for us.
No problem.
We're going to go over your results of the survey today, and there's a couple things I need you to be aware of. First, I want you to realize that this is not a list of your abilities. This is only your interests.
Okay.
So the results just talk about different things that you're interested in, not what you would be good at as far as a job.
Sure.
Now, they only tell you about your interests, and they do not indicate whether or not you have the ability, skill, or educational background necessary to do this kind of work. So, for example, a high score in the mathematical scale would indicate an interest in using, let's say, mathematical reasoning to solve problems, but it would not necessarily mean that you have the ability to become a mathematician. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into your scores. This talks about your areas of interest based on 34 work roles and work styles. Now, we're going to use this list of basic interest to learn what types of job-related activities that you would most enjoy and what types of activities that are not very interesting to you. Okay? So this profile on the Combined tab right here shows how your interests compare with the interests of, let's say, other males and females who have taken the JVIS as well.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, let's take a look at this. On your combined interest scale, you received the highest rating score of 99 percentile in physical science.
Okay.
Is that surprising?
No.
Okay, so you were expecting that?
Yes.
Okay. Your second highest score was in life science with a 98%. And then I'm going to list your next four.
Okay.
Then we have social sciences at 95%, skilled trades at 86%, nature and agriculture 82%, and elementary education at 76%. Are any of these surprising to you?
Elementary education, probably.
Elementary education?
More so than the other things.
Okay. Okay, physical science says you're interested in the systematic investigation of various aspects of non-living nature. For example, chemistry, physics, geology, or astronomy.
Makes sense.
Makes sense? Okay. Now, the General Occupational Themes tab is studies with the JVIS have revealed 10 general patterns of interest.
Okay.
These patterns reflect general orientations, world of work, rather than specific interests in particular areas. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So your scores are these 10 general occupational themes that are plotted right here. So your general occupational theme is socialized,
Mm-hmm.
inquiring, logical, and communicative. So if you scored high on this area of socialized, then you're likely to be regarded as responsible, stable, a stable worker, disciplined, prompt, systematic, and deliberate.
Okay.
But you're not usually creative in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize these attributes?
Some of them.
Some of
not
them?
others as much as some. Most of those, at least.
Okay. Let's take a look at the next one, inquiring.
Mm-hmm.
And then you decide which one of these makes most sense to you. A high score on inquiring on this theme indicates that you have a great deal of curiosity about your environment, living things, other people, and social institutions. You have a desire to learn about many areas of knowledge and may be described as investigative, intellectually probing, and reflective. What do you think about that?
That's probably true. One of the most important things about science.
Awesome. So consider entering one of these social or biological sciences, which I believe you are doing because you're studying chemistry, right? Okay. Let's look at your third one, logical. Would you consider yourself to be a logical person?
Most of the time.
Most of the time, okay. High scorers enjoy rational abstract thought that is characterized by testable generalizations, deductive reasoning, and precision. They enjoy the challenge of difficult intellectual work, particularly in the areas of math and science. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. And in applications such as engineering, working with computers, as well as a variety of other areas with quantitative and exacting work is required. So if you scored high in this theme, you may prefer working with the physical world and abstract ideas to working primarily with people. Does that define who you believe?
Less than the others, but To a degree, yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. And then the last one I want to talk about is the communicative.
Mm.
If you scored high on this theme, you will tend to be interested in ideas and in communicating these ideas to others. You are likely to enjoy serious expressions of thought, reading, attending lectures, studying, or engaging in intellectual discussions. Your enjoyment of communication may focus more on the formulation and expression of concepts than on the entertainment of others. High scores tend to be described as intellectual, articulate, and well-informed, having a broad range of interests. Professional writers score highly in this theme. However, since communication is important in a wide range of occupations, many others score highly as well.
Okay, makes sense.
How do you think that fits you?
Most of that is pretty spot on, I think.
Pretty spot on. That's great.
Probably
So-
more so than logical.
More so than logical? Okay. And as you can see, you can take a look at the rest of these. You have helping, practical, expressive, conventional, assertive, and enterprising. Your lowest being assertive and enterprising.
Mm-hmm.
Is that surprising?
No.
No.
Assertive is not a word I would use to describe myself.
Okay. Academic satisfaction. Well, your academic satisfaction score reflects the degree of similarity between your profile and that of an average university student who is engaged in a traditional academic and science curriculum course of study.
Okay.
Now, again, it does not measure your ability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your academic score was a 669, so you scored in the 96th percentile with academic satisfaction.
Okay.
The average score is 500. Approximately 2/3 of high school and college students score between 400 and 600. The percentile figure and bar graph show you the percentage of a large group of students that received a score equal to or lower than yours. Now, this provides an indication of the degree to which you might enjoy scholarly activities such as serious reading, studying, doing research, and assignments. So, do you agree with this?
Absolutely.
You do? That's great. Okay. Similar to college students. Now, the profiles of over 10,000 university students were used in this test.
Okay.
And they were from 150 different major fields, ranging from accounting to zoology. So they've been collected and analyzed. And this indicates the major fields could be classified into 17 broad academic clusters.
Okay.
And each cluster is based on data from both males and females and represents a set of educational majors that shared a similar pattern of JVIS scores. Now, this chart ranks the similarity of your JVIS basic interest profile to each of the student clusters. So a high score indicates that your patterns of interest is similar to students in the fields of concentration defining the clusters. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay. So, again, science is your top score at 66th percentile. And then right below science, we have food science. And these are your interests based on the university major clusters that I just explained.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, these scores indicate your probable interest and satisfaction within these academic clusters.
Right.
But, of course, they don't tell whether you'll be successful. Mathematical sciences, health services and sciences, engineering, environmental resource management, computer science. Those are going to be your top 7 areas. What do you think about this?
Most of those make sense, although I see social sciences near the bottom. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that.
Okay. All right. Now, similarity to job groups, much like the graph that we just looked at. The positive score indicates that your profile shows some degree of similarity to those already in these job clusters. So let's take a look at the top one. Occupations in the physical sciences.
Mm-hmm.
Makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay. The second highest score, mathematical and related occupations. Then we have medical diagnosis and treatment occupations, occupations in life sciences, occupations in computer sciences. So those are going to be your top 5. What are your thoughts?
Oh, okay. That makes sense given my interests. I'm actually considering most of those for a career, so.
That's cool. Okay. How about your top job group? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Your top job group is occupations in the physical sciences.
Oh, wow. Gee.
Are you surprised?
No.
Okay. Now, occupations in this area are concerned with research aimed at the discovery of scientific principles and their application to specific fields, such as chemistry, physics, and geology, which you could probably tell me more about this area than I would know. So these occupations range also from astronomer to physicist to chemical and nuclear technicians. Individuals who work in these fields tend to show interest in areas such as math, science, life science, physical science, engineering, and they tend to attain high scores of stamina. So let's take a look. According to your ONET code, the very top job would be a soil and plant scientist.
Cool.
The next job would be an astronomer. And then we have a physicist. Let's take a look at these top three. Let's take a look at the soil and plant scientist according to the ONET code. See what the ONET code says about this. So, this states that conduct research in breeding, physiology, production, yield, and management of crops and agricultural plants of trees, shrubs, and nursery stock, their growth in soils, and control of pests, or study the chemical, physical, biological, and mineralogical composition of soils as they relate to plant or crop growth. So, what do you think?
I'm not sure that's necessarily exactly what I want to do, but I do think it reflects similar interests to what I have.
Okay. Let's take a look at the second one. As again, let's look at the top three. Astronomer. Have you ever thought about being an astronomer?
Not really. No, yes, I have.
Observe,
Very
research. Oh, really? Very often. Observe, research, and interpret astronomical phenomena to increase basic knowledge or apply such information to practical problems.
Yes.
And then the third, be a physicist. Conduct research into physical phenomena, drugs, develop these theories on the basis of observation and experiments, and devise methods to apply physical laws and theories.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So do you like to perform complex calculations?
When I can.
Okay. Analyzing data, describe and express observations?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Great. Now let's talk about now this also, and you have these results, but this talks about your second job group and your third job group. Let's talk about where to go from here.
Okay.
Okay? By completing this Jackson Vocational Interest Survey, like this one, you've taken the first step toward the thoughtful selection of your career. You have learned more about yourself, your vocational interests, and how they compare to people studying and working in a variety of career areas. However, in order to choose a career successfully, you will have to learn more about your areas of interest. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So, here's some of the different activities. They recommend Career Exploration Guide. This Career Exploration Guide is going to give you more information about yourself and about the information that you've obtained in this study. So you can take a look at your school marks to see what subject areas are your strongest. You can make a list of your physical, mental, interpersonal, informational, and practical skills.
That's good.
So this gives you a lot of different avenues to pursue in learning more about these areas of interest.
It's very cool.
Yes. And these are some links to gather more information about careers. So this talks about your basic interest of work roles and work styles and your gender-based percentile scores for your general occupational things. Physical science you're in the top 99 percentile. Then you have life science at 98 percentile, social sciences, skilled trades, natural agriculture, elementary education, and then it goes on down through engineering, mathematics, creative arts, and etc. So again, these percentile scores reflect how your interests compare to the interest of other people who have taken the JVIS. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I really want to thank you for volunteering, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.